Good afternoon from a very windy west of Scotland. Storm Kathleen is on its way and it's to get worse later on. Today I want to share something with you that I've read. I'm very interested in finding out about people who have gone through the most imaginable heartache but yet have come out the other side knowing, learning something and gaining something from the last flicker of the essence of their soul. And today I've typed out some stuff, so if I keep looking down I'm reading. But today I'm talking about Viktor E. Frankyl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. And very often I think we are searching for a meaning of our own lives. I know for a very long time I did. I mean, I'm not comparing myself to this man, but I remember feeling, what is my purpose here? I'm not quite sure. But Frankyl's book provides a vivid account of his experience as a prisoner in a Nazi concentration camp. He spent 3 years in Auschwitz from 1942 till 1945. As a long-time prisoner during that time in a concentration camp, he found himself stripped down, in his words, stripped of everything, to a naked existence. The guards, they attempted to rip the very essence of every person's soul. Frankyl experienced unimaginable loss of his wife, his mother and father, and his brother. They either died in the camps or they were sent to the gas chamber. So he lost every possession that he had, every value that he ever had was destroyed. He suffered hunger, cold, and brutality. And every hour he was waiting to die. He thought he would be killed, sent to the gas chamber, or just die. So how on earth did this man find his life was worth living and it was worth persevering when he had little to hold on to? In the camps, everything that the guards did conspired to make the prisoner lose his hold on reality. Everything meaningful was cruelly snatched away, resulting in the loss of hope, the loss of dignity and meaning, which ultimately moulded Frankyl's philosophy into human nature, with human nature. He thought to himself, what does a human being do when he realises he's nothing to lose except his ridiculously naked life? His last crumbs of existence. But out of this emerged his realisation that what's left is the last of human freedom. The ability to choose one's attitude to a given set of circumstances. Life holds potential and meaning under any circumstance, even the most miserable ones, he decided. He was experiencing hunger, humiliation, fear and deep anger at the injustice that he saw around about him. He in his mind decided to forge glimpses of his beloved relatives. He tried to hold on to a sliver of a sense of humour. Plus, he realised there was healing beauty in the form of a tree or flower, nature. Whilst doing backbreaking work, being starved and being bullied by the guards, he imagined talking to his wife and managed to find some humour to see him through. He wrote down all of his experiences because he thought it might help those prone to despair. He learned that success happens when you don't think about it. And that's interesting. It just happens. Everything, he said, can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude given any circumstances, then you've got a choice in the way forward. He's an incredible, incredible man who's left a legacy of hope for many, many people. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we're challenged to change ourselves. We can only answer for our own life and respond by being responsible. So he said there's 3 paths to the meaning of life: by taking action, by experiencing something, and by unavoidable suffering in our attitude towards it. So it's not what happens to us, it's what we do with what happens to us. He said, without suffering, human life cannot be complete. The real test is how we respond to suffering. The one thing you can't take away from me, he said, is the way I respond to what you do to me. Life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by the lack of meaning and purpose, is what he said. Viktor Frankyl was the founder of the concept of logotherapy, which means healing through meaning. He believed that human nature thrives on finding a purpose. The more you forget about yourself in love, in work, or for a cause to serve, is the very extent that you will become happy. He believed the role of a psychologist was to help the clients find meaning. Those who have a why to live can heal anyhow, almost anyhow. He believed that neurosis was due to the failure of the sufferer to find meaning and a sense of responsibility in his existence. Nowadays, existential analysis has adopted several forms, one of which is logotherapy. And when after I retired, I did 5 years and I studied psychology, psychotherapy, which included addiction and all the various forms of help. I haven't done anything with it. I succeeded, and the joy for me was in learning. I can go forward with it, but I haven't done anything with it, but I'm extremely interested and I've got the qualifications. Nowadays, as I said, existential analysis has used logotherapy as one part of it. Its central theme is to live is to suffer, and to survive is to find the meaning in the suffering. That's your purpose. No one can tell another what their purpose is. Everyone has got to find that out for themselves. But through suffering, growth will emerge. The book focuses on love, hope, freedom and beauty found in nature and art, and a means that helped this man endure and overcome the most unimaginable, harrowing experience. So that's all about Viktor Frankyl. I just found it an incredible book, and if you can get your hands on it, I think I got it through Amazon Books, reading it online. But I know this might seem boring to people, that this is what I do, but this is what I've always done. I've looked, after I suffered my time of loss, when I was confused about who I was, when I was coming out of alcoholism, I did use all these things to help me become a stronger person and to see how other people through their pain, have become better people. So I hope you got something out of what I said today, and I hope you all have a nice day. Stay safe. Some people are having earthquakes. This storm, I'm sure, is going to get worse. The eclipse happens on Monday, and just everybody enjoy each moment of every day. Live in the moment. Thanks. Bye just now.